bring back anti-government redneck. Blue collar guy. I want a blue collar guy. Okay. He's going to be a Trump supporter. They're all Trump supporters.
A few moments later.
I know you're trying to just be an asshole right now, but of course I do. And I happen to have a very cool cat.
Everything the Democrat Party accuses you of doing, everything they've accused Donald Trump of doing, they are actually doing in real time. You understand that for years, the Democrat Party accused Donald Trump of starting World War III. But now you have the governor of Pennsylvania autographing artillery shells. You see Zelensky there in the background, laughing like a harbor seal that probably needs clubbing, but that's what's happening. And everything they accuse Donald Trump of, they are doing. Well, Mayor Eric Adams is in the news this morning, and he did the exact same thing as Donald Trump. He criticized the border. When you criticize the border, they're going to indict you for speaking freely, for saying the truth. That's probably why they're coming after me here. I need you to stick around this entire video. The clip at the very end is going to change the presidential election. I guarantee it. You watch it, it's going to change your mind. For those of you sitting in the very last pew at church, you snuck in late, hit the like, subscribe, thumbs up button. Let's get into it. And this is the news clip that got Mayor Eric Adams indicted, or at least rattled the establishment. And when you go after the establishment, the Democrat Party responds with 34 federal indictments, allegedly.
We're seeing the erosion of the quality of life that we've improved on in such a short period of time of this administration. And we have been impacted. For many months, we were able to keep the visualization of this crisis from hitting our streets, but we have
not from hitting our streets, hidden. This clip comes out December 27th, 2023, 2 days after you couldn't afford to buy shit for your kids, okay? But meanwhile, there are people in New York City with $13,000 on EBT cards probably eating ribeyes and some damn biscuits and gravy for breakfast every morning. Meanwhile, you struggle. Meanwhile, you can't afford to put gas in your old beat-up pickup truck to go to work. And Mayor Adams interrupted the force. He touched the door of the Death Star, and the Death Star responded with a bunch of indictments in the middle of the night. He's going to jail with Donald Trump and with Diddy. Maybe they'll all get a room.
Reached the breaking point. We're no longer able to do that because of the volume in numbers. Just last week, we had 3,900 people that arrived here. We are averaging anywhere from 2,500 to close to 4,000 a week. And if you do the math, you see that's 8,000 every 2 weeks, potentially 16,000 a month that we must feed, clothe, house, educate children, and all the services that you would give a normal adult. And we're seeing that play out on our streets of New York. And that is what the breaking point looks like, what we are experiencing right now. We're seeing...
Does anyone feel sorry for Mayor Eric Adams? I don't. I do not have 1 ounce of pity for Mayor Eric Adams. I tell you who's laughing right now. They're laughing very loudly. Probably about to fall out of his wheelchair. Governor Abbott. Because Governor Abbott has been accused of so many horrible things by this scumbag. Mayor Eric Adams is a former New York City police officer. What does this do to all of the cases that he, was involved in? If he took money from the government that he's accused, allegedly, of taking, Turkey, what does this do? There's a lot of Turkish migrants coming through the southern border. I think they're all pharmacists and doctors and lawyers. What does this do to the Democrat Party? Mayor Eric Adams is a Democrat, hardcore leftoid Democrat, but he questioned the border crisis. And that's why they had to shut him down and shut him up and get rid of him. Shut up, go away. They're going to lock you up. You're going in with Diddy. Bring the baby oil, okay? Bohica. Bend over, here it comes again. If that clip wasn't bad enough, this started full decline for Mayor Eric Adams. The internet doesn't forget, and neither does Kamala Harris or her Justice Department. They will lock you up. If you question her authority, you're going to jail. Allegedly.
Support. And let me tell you something, New Yorkers. Never in my life have I had a problem that I did not see an ending to. I don't see an ending to. I don't see an ending to this. This issue will destroy New York City. Destroy New York City. We're getting 10,000 migrants a month. One time we were just getting Venezuela. Now we're getting Ecuador. Now we're getting Russian-speaking coming through Mexico. Now we're getting Western Africa. Now we're getting people from all over the globe have made their minds up that they're going to come through the southern part of the border and come into New York City. And everyone is saying it's New York City's problem. Every community in this city is going to be impacted. We got a $12 billion deficit that we're going to have to cut. Every service in this city is going to be impacted. All of us. And so I say to you, as I turn it over to you, this is some of the most educated, some of the most knowledgeable, probably more of my commissioners and deputy commissioners and chiefs live in this community. So as you asked me a question about migrants, tell me what role you played. How many of you organized?
How many of you have got a room full of migrants at your house, right? Don't tell me I'm responsible if you've got a spare room. This is probably the clip that got Adams erased, memory hold, removed. This is State Department. This is three-letter agency written all over it, allegedly. That's what's going on. We know this, right? You were seeing this in real time. Do you have any doubt about this? Leave a comment down below. Things are getting ugly. Last night, Kamala Harris had an interview. And it was a rigged interview. It was a pre-recorded interview. Allegedly rigged. With Stacey Rule. And this was a hard-hitting, fact-filled interview. And I have to show you probably all you need to see because most of you are eating breakfast or on the can, which is where this should be viewed at.
Work, and one could watch that and say, well, she didn't give a clear, direct answer. That's okay, because we are not talking about clear or direct issues.
We're not talking about clear or direct issues. Just shut up and go to work. We're going to raise your taxes. We're going to lower your income. That's what was said, right? Raise taxes, lower income. We need an opportunity economy. We need everyone to earn the same, work more, have less. And Stacey Rule said the quiet part out loud. The issues, nobody cares about the issues. We're not in a clear and direct issue election. That's what's happening, okay? That's what's happening. Just shut up and go vote for Kamala. Vote blue no matter who. A guy in Michigan, CNN took a wrong turn here. They interviewed a guy in Michigan. It didn't go well. It didn't go well at all. How many of you agree with this guy?
For Phil Kerner,
my grandfather did this, my father did this, my uncles did it, my brothers did it, I did it, my kids aren't doing it. That tells you everything, right?
deep personal passion for a family trade, tool and die making. As he confronts economic numbers he's just not feeling.
I see that's touted a lot. Wages going up, wages going up. I talk to my friends, your wages going up? No. I don't know whose wages are going up.
All pieces that inform a political approach.
The promises that are made by the political class, do you believe any of them at this point?
I always tell people I'm not a Republican, I'm a realist. I think they're all terrible.
Leaving, in his view, this binary business choice.
I have two phone numbers for you. This one's Kamala Harris, and this one's Donald Trump. Who are you going to call? You're going to go bankrupt if you don't figure this out. You're going to lose your home. They're going to foreclose on you. Who are you going to call? Probably going to call Trump.
For Phil Kerner,
that is a great way to explain how to vote. If you're going bankrupt and you get two calls, if you're going bankrupt and you have one call to make, and you've got two phone numbers, Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who are you going to call? The CNN host did not like that. The guy had a cabinet full of pew-pews in the background, and he said he was going to call Donald Trump if he needed help with the economy. Answer that question. Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters?
Blue collar guy. I want a blue collar guy. Okay. He's gonna be a Trump supporter. They're all Trump supporters, y'all. And I'm a dumb bitch, right? I have hope in my heart. So sometimes I give these guys a chance. And then they always reveal themselves to be Trump supporters. Hanging out with this guy who, gosh, she's so lovely. Making me laugh, cooking me dinner. We've been hanging out for a few months. He lives in a cabin in the woods that he built with his own 2 hands. And we were sitting in his hot tub, which he also built with his own 2 hands, and listening to the rain and looking at the stars and connecting and vibing. And then he brings up the 2024 election. This whole time, I'm hoping he's just anti-government. Not only is he conservative, he's conservative on social issues as well. It's one thing to be a fiscal conservative. It's an entirely other thing to be both. He had a whole bunch of weird, like, Fox News commentary about abortion. It was a bummer. I said, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to leave. And he was like, why? It just doesn't make sense, y'all. It just doesn't. I get fiscal conservatism, but what do you mean you don't believe? You're crazy! Why do you care? God, bring back anti-government rednecks. It's gonna be sad for you guys. It's gonna be sad.
A few moments later.
I know you're trying to just be an asshole right now, but of course I do. And I happen to have a very cool cat.